This is Italian football lover channel, my friends. Today I want to make predictions. Match day, 10 games of Serie. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, and please click on the like button. Thank you so much. Let's start from the Udinese Atalanta game. Atalanta got back-to-back draws. They stayed draw against 0-0 Lazio at home. They remained draw against 1-1 Milan in last match at home. Atalanta stayed draw against Cremonese 1-1 in last away game. Udinese is going to be at home. Udinese is mediocre team. They won versus 3-2 Lecce in last match at home before they stayed draw against Cagliari 1-1 at home. They remained draw against 1-1 Cremonese in last away game. Last season Udinese-Atalanta game ended up in 0-0 draw. Again, my dear friends, this game may end up in draw. Draw is possible in that game, and I want to indicate that Atalanta is the single team that got no defeat this season in Serie so far. Draw is possible, but this time just by 1 goal margin. I want to take a chance to Atalanta for victory. Udinese 1, Atalanta 2 is my prediction for this game. Second match, Napoli-Como. Off. Napoli won against Como 3-1 at home last season. Again, Napoli is at the top position in Serie A, and Napoli won versus 2-1 Genoa at home. They won against 3-1 strong opponent Inter in last match at home. They won against 1-0 Lecce in last away game. Como is on the fifth spot. They are showing us so good performances, but they stayed draw against Parma 0-0 in last away game. Before, my dear friends, they won versus 3-1 Verona in last match at home. They won against 2-0 Juventus at home. And this is going to be so hard clash, my dear friends. This is going to be little bit hard clash, but I rely on Napoli more than Como. This time Napoli will win over against Como. Napoli 3, Como 1 is my prediction for this game. Cremonese Juventus, Cremonese is dangerous team. They got just one defeat so far this season in Serie A against Inter. Cremonese team won versus 2-0 Genoa in last away game. Cremonese stayed draw against Udinese and Atalanta 1-1 draw in the recent 2 matches at home. And Juventus is showing us so poor performances. They are on the 7th spot. Juventus team lost against 2-0 Como in last away game before they stayed draw against Verona 1-1 in away game. Juventus got the victory against Udinese by winning 3-1 in last match at home. This is going to be so challenging game. Again, draw is possible and probable in that match. Cremonese is dangerous team. But nevertheless, I feel in that way, just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Juventus for victory. Cremonese 1, Juventus 2 is my prediction for this game. Verona Inter. Verona is going to be at home. And they're in so bad situation. They couldn't get any victory so far this season in Serie A. Verona stayed draw against Cagliari 2-2 at home before they lost against 1-0 Sassuolo at home. They lost against Como 3-1 in last away game. Inter is on the 3rd spot. They won versus 3-0 Fiorentina in last match at home before they won against 4-1 Cremonese at home. But Inter lost against 3-1 Napoli in last away game before they won against 1-0 Roma in away game. Inter is way more better team than Verona. Last season Inter won against Verona 5-0 in away game. I want to take a chance to Inter for victory. Verona 0, Inter 2 is my prediction for this game. Torino Pisa. Torino is going to be at home. Torino got back-to-back victories at home. They won against 2-1 Genoa in last match at home before they won versus 1-0 Napoli at home. Torino stayed draw against 0-0 Bologna in last away game. Pisa team is one of the weakest elements of Serie A. They are 3rd to last on the point table. They couldn't get any victory this season in Serie A so far. Pisa stayed draw against 2-2 Milan in away game before they lost against 4-0 Bologna in away game. Pisa team stayed draw against Verona 0-0 at home, my dear friends. This is going to be so challenging match. Pisa will force Torino significantly. Please don't forget that, my dear friends. Maybe draw is possible in that game, my dear friends. But with their quality and strength at home, just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Torino for victory. Torino 1, Pisa 0 is my prediction for this game. Fiorentina Lecce. Fiorentina is going to be at home. This is the 10th game of Serie A. Fiorentina couldn't get any victory in Serie A. This is big disappointment for Fiorentina team. They are 2nd to last on the point table. They lost against 3-0 Inter in last away game. They stayed draw against 2-2 Bologna in last match at home before they lost against 2-1 Roma at home. And Lecce is so close to relegation zone. Lecce is so weak team, but they won versus Parma 1-0 in away game. They stayed draw against Sassuolo 0-0 at home, but they lost against 3-2 Udinese in last away game. What can I do, my dear friends? Last season Fiorentina won against Lecce 1-0 at home. This is time to win for Fiorentina. If Fiorentina cannot win this game, they are going to sack Stefano Pioli from the job. This is my opinion. I want to take a chance to Fiorentina last time. Fiorentina 2, Lecce 1 is my prediction for this game. Parma Bologna off. Last season Parma won against Bologna 2-0 at home, but Parma is in so bad situation. They could get just one victory this season. They lost against 1-0 Lecce at home. They stayed draw against 0-0 Como in last match at home. They lost against 2-1 Roma in last away game. Bologna is so quality team. They are on the 6th spot. Bologna stayed draw against 2-2 Fiorentina in last away game before they won against 2-0 Cagliari in away game, but they remained draw against 0-0 Torino in last match at home. So hard clash is awaiting us, my dear friends. Parma is going to be so ambitious at home, but Bologna is stronger and better team than Parma, but this is an away game for Bologna. Bologna got some draws in away games. I feel in that way this game will end up in draw. Parma 1, Bologna 1. At Milan-Roma off. Milan is going to be at home, and Milan got 2 successive draws. They stayed draw against 2-2 Pisa in last match at home before they won against 2-1 Fiorentina at home. Milan remained draw against Atalanta 1-1 in last away game. Roma team is going on perfect. Roma is on the 2nd spot and Milan is on the 4th spot. Roma is 3 points ahead of Milan. Roma won versus 2-1 Parma in last match at home before they lost against 1-0 Inter at home. Roma won versus 2-0 Fiorentina in away game. Again they won against 1-0 Sassuolo in last away game. Roma got back-to-back victories. Last season Milan-Roma game ended up in 1-1 draw. This is going to be so challenging game. I see that Milan is seeming little bit closer to victory than Roma with home advantage. But Roma is so dangerous team. Gasperini is so clever and experienced manager. Because of that, draw is my prediction. Draw. Milan 1, Roma 1. At Sassuolo Genoa off. Sassuolo is going to be at home, and Sassuolo is playing better at home. They won versus 3-1 Udinese at home. They won against 1-0 Lazio at home, but they lost against 1-0 strong opponent Roma in last match at home. And my dear friends, Sassuolo stayed draw against Lecce 0-0 in away game. Genoa is at the bottom of the point table. They are in so poor situation. And my dear friends, they lost against 2-0 Cremonese at home. And Genoa lost against 2-1 Torino in last away game. They lost against 2-1 Napoli in away game. They got back-to-back defeats. In the last game, Genoa won against Sassuolo 2-1 in away game. Maybe Sassuolo is seeming a little bit closer to victory with home advantage. But I feel in that way, this game will end up in draw. Sassuolo 1, Genoa 1. And this is the last match of the week. Lazio, Cagliari. Lazio won against Cagliari 2-1 at home last season. Lazio won versus 1-0 Juventus at home. They stayed draw against 3-3 Torino at home before. This Lazio team won versus stayed draw against 0-0 Atalanta in away game. Cagliari team stayed draw against 2-2 Verona in last away game before they remained draw against Udinese 1-1 in away game. Cagliari team lost against 2-0 Bologna at home. Cagliari got back-to-back draws in away games. Cagliari will force Lazio, I feel in that way, but just by 1 goal margin. I want to take a chance to Lazio for victory. Lazio 2, Cagliari 1 is my prediction for this game. All my predictions like this match day 10 games of Serie. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, and please click on the like button. That makes me so happy. See you on my next videos, my dear friends. Bye!